Welcome to Okinawa, Japan's southernmost prefecture, home to white sand beaches, vast greenery, and the surprisingly addictive purple yam sweets. Okinawa rarely makes it into the Japan travel guides, but the more I saw here, the more I wondered why. This isn't just a beach destination, it's an island with a history that's far older and wilder than I expected. We're exploring three sides of the island, the capital city of Naha, and the nearby American village, the windswept northern tip at Cape Hedo, and of course, the heritage of Okinawa through its castles and shrines. Naha is a relatively small city by Japanese standards, but still manages to pack in plenty for visitors. It's a bustling, humid, slightly chaotic capital, and that's kind of part of its charm. You'll find no shortage of restaurants serving up unique Okinawan dishes, some of them you've probably never ever seen anywhere else in Japan. The main area to visit is the Kokusai Street. It's a one long stretch of shops selling everything from I Love Okinawa t-shirts to bottles of local spirits, plus the island's famous purple yam sweets. I visited one of the stores selling them, and even though they might sound questionable, trust me, they were so delicious, I even took some of them back home. One of my favorite spots was the Namino Shrine, perched dramatically on a cliff overlooking the sea. It's the most important Shinto shrine in Okinawa, and its history stretches back centuries. Locals once came here to pray for safe voyages and good fishing. The view from a nearby bridge overlooking the cliff with the tiny Shinto shrine ended up being one of my favorite photos of the trip. Not only because it's stunning, but also because we had to trek up that bridge in pouring rain, so this photo was definitely deserved. A short trip away from the bustling streets of Okinawa, you'll find Shuri Castle, or what's left of it. Originally built in the 14th century as the heart of the Ryukyu Kingdom, it burned down in 2019. The reconstruction is already underway, and you can still explore the grounds, see the gates, and I highly recommend walking along the castle walls for some of the best views of Naha City. From the walls, you also get a perfect view of the Naha monorail gliding past. It's the only monorail in all of Okinawa, and it pretty much keeps the city moving, connecting the airport, downtown, and even reaching up to Shuri itself. Watching it snake through the city from the castle grounds feels like seeing old and new Okinawa side by side. These were some of the pictures I captured. Down in the gardens of the Shuri Castle, there's a quiet pond where birds gather. A great spot if you're into photography and want to photograph some birds. When we visited, the rain started coming down again, but the birds didn't seem to mind one bit. In fact, a few of them wandered over, looking like they were hoping for food. My mom quickly became one of their favorite humans there. It was as if the birds had decided she was the chosen one. Our next stop was the American village, which feels like stepping into a completely different world compared to Naha. One minute you're surrounded by temples and market stalls, and the next you're looking at a palm-lined street, pastel buildings, and a Ferris wheel by the sea. It started out near a US military base, which explains the name, but these days it's more of a tourist hub. A little kitschy, a little commercial, but still charming in its own way. When we visited, it seems especially popular with local tourists. Lots of families and couples wandering around despite the storm rolling in. The weather actually gave it a bit of atmosphere. All the bright colors of the buildings stood out against the grey sky, and with the wind picking up, it felt oddly dramatic. Like the whole place had a different personality under their storm clouds. We ducked into a cafe that had a very American feel. All exposed pipes and industrial touches, though the coffee, of course, was up to Japanese standards. The highlight for me, though, was this tiny shop selling warabi mochi in drink form. It sounds bizarre, but trust me, it was really delicious. It's a chewy, sweet, refreshing drink, and honestly, that one drink really made the whole stormy detour feel really worth it. From our hotel on Manza Beach, we decided to make the drive all the way up to north. And honestly, it's one of the best decisions we made on this trip. The further you get from Naha, the more the island opens up. The traffic fades, the air feels fresher, and suddenly you're winding through mountain roads with the sea flashing into view every so often. Our first stop was Dji Castle. Compared to Shuri Castle, it's quieter, less restored, more of a ruin, and that makes it feel more authentic. The stone walls snake across the hillside in these dramatic curves, and from the top you get sweeping views of the coastline, including a few ships. Hardly any tourists were there, just the sound of the wind, cicadas, and us with the place almost to ourselves. From there onwards, we drove up north to Cape Hedo, the very tip of Okinawa. And wow, the scenery is surreal. Cliffs, waves hammering against the rocks below, and endless blue ocean stretching out ahead. It really felt like you've reached the end of the world. And yet, in true Japanese fashion, even at this remote edge of the island, with a parking lot, there was a vending machine. Standing in the wind, hair everywhere, I still managed to purchase my Pocari Sweat for a refreshment. The drive itself was really beautiful, but Cape Hedo made this unforgettable. It's the side of Okinawa most tourists don't see, and that's exactly what it made worth it for us. Of course, you can't talk about Okinawa without the beaches. Emerald Beach, Manza Beach, Moon Beach, each one somehow more photogenic than the last. To finish off the trip, we spent some time unwinding at Manza Beach, right by our hotel, the Intercontinental. The location was stunning, with the hotel perched out on a little peninsula surrounded by turquoise water on both sides. It felt like we had the sea wrapping around us from every direction. The beach itself is exactly what you hope for when you picture Okinawa. Soft white sand, clear water, and calm vibes. So that's a wrap on Okinawa. From the busy streets of Naha, to the glow of American Village, to the cliffs of Cape Hedo and the beaches that look like they belong on a travel brochure. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.